Is hoodoo a closed practice? Yes, it is. Let me explain to you the reasons why. Hi, my name is Dion. I am a multi-generational descendant of conjure doctors, even a witch on my grandfather's side, but we're not going to get into that. Now, with that being said, hoodoo is a closed practice for a very specific reason. One of the biggest reasons is because of the power source. It's ancestral based. So if you don't have an ancestral lineage to the people who created it, it's not going to work for you. And aside from that, the reason why we made it so ancestral based is because understand it was made during chattel slavery right here on these lands in the United States. And the main point of us doing ancestral veneration and ancestral praise is so that we didn't forget anybody. People were sold. Children were sold. Your wife could have been sold. Your husband could be sold tomorrow. You could have that child, and guess what? It's always promised somebody else. So these practices that we have here in Black America and that we've had here for centuries, the reason why we have these practices is because of what was done to us. You'll notice that hoodoo it revolves a lot around gathering herbs, gathering mushrooms, gathering roots, finding food, finding water. There's things for that in hoodoo as well. Are you noticing a pattern? Doing a lot of healthcare work. These are all things that a slave would have needed because the slave master would not provide that. Hoodoo is the ultimate survival skill. That's why Harriet Tubman and so many others were so effective. Also, it is a mindset. I want you to understand something, right? So the mage or the wizard or the mystic, I want you to know is that even in video games, they're often portrayed as having high intelligence, right? So a hoodoo conjure worker, you will notice that they're a little bit smarter than your average black person, because we have to have that mindset. You have to think outside the box to be a conjure doctor, to be a conjure woman or a root worker or a root doctor, whatever you want to call us. You have to have a different type of mindset. Another reason why it's a closed practice, one of the biggest reasons why, is because that's been the rule for centuries. And if someone is a respectable magic practitioner, they understand rules. You got to follow rules and all kinds of specific steps when you take rituals, right? When you're making altars, your book of shadows, all that stuff. So why would this be any different? Everyone has rules out there, but I've noticed that when it comes to Black Americans in particular, we can't have anything to ourselves. Even if the rule wasn't, even if the rules say that it wasn't lineage and ancestral base, and it was a closed practice, we probably still wouldn't allow people in. You want to know why? Because people indulge in our hip hop and stole it. They indulge in our rock and roll and stole it. They indulge in our blues and stole it. They indulge in our R&B and stole it. House music. Black woman in freaking Seattle. She made it. Punk music. That was Bad Brains, and that was freaking, there was a band named Death. Yeah. 3 black guys out of freaking Detroit. And the fact that I'm going to say that and so many people are going to say, oh, that's not true. It's a white person. Now you see why we don't want to let nobody into hoodoo. You get it now. We created country music and you watch people complain about freaking Beyonce. How dare you bitch and moan about Beyonce being in country music? We created the shit. You don't think the same thing would happen with damn hoodoo? We let you in and all of a sudden, well, that's not how you actually practice hoodoo. I actually know better. It's happened with literally everything else that we created. We create things in Black America, then white America comes and takes it and bastardizes it. Not hoodoo. Can't have it. Sorry. Until somebody explains to me how did the winter solstice become Jesus' birthday? How y'all bastardize what was actually Halloween in South America and the African continent? No, thank you. We've seen enough bastardization of religious practices, beliefs, and cultures in Black America. No, thank you. Much respect to you. I mean no harm. I mean no harm. I means no harm whatsoever. But you know, and I know, that black people created rock and roll, right? But if I tried to show up with a rock band, the first thing that you would tell me, well, not you, but you know what I mean. Some other people might say is I'm trying to act white. How long, if we were to let you into hoodoo, right? How long would it be before you come to me and tell me, you're doing hoodoo? You trying to be white, man? How long would it take for somebody that says, well, actually, we contribute to hoodoo too now. Not the same way y'all doing with that, the goddamn hip hop. No. You can't have hoodoo. Hoodoo was important to my grandma. She never talked about it directly to my brothers and anybody else, but she came to me because she knew I was open about it. Very superstitious. Black woman from South Carolina. Go ask a lot of black Americans who have grandmas in South Carolina how superstitious that they are. And if you describe hoodoo to them, how many of them would actually agree, I think my grandma might practice hoodoo. Yeah, it's very common. Very common. I'll be damned if somebody's black grandma is told, you didn't make this. We had a hand in its creation. Just like so many other things that we have created here in Black America. You can't have hoodoo. I mean that respectfully. You can't have it because, first of all, it's ancestral based. So if you don't have a lineage to this specific lineage here in Black America, the black descendants of American slaves, it's not going to work. Second, I can't let anyone bastardize it. Not hoodoo. It's too important. Much love to you, though.